Welcome to another episode of John McEntyre Show Live. I'm John McEntyre, and we're running a little bit late today. Normally, they say don't talk about that type of stuff, but we were having a little bit of a technical difficulty, and we're actually getting everything taken care of. And so, today's episode, we're going to talk about. I'm going to answer a question about car buying, but we're going to start off with some wallet wins as usual. We're going to cover the question of the day. I'll answer the question on car buying, and then we can go about our day. Here, where we are, is hot, and so I'm going to make sure and get the AC is crunk up and maybe find some ice cream and anything cold. And so let's get into the actual wallet wins here. The first one, we cut the cord, and cutting the cord means they canceled their satellite service and they're using a combination of antenna and streaming. So they were able to save quite a bit of money, $250 a month to be exact. Um, yeah, that's a nice cut. Yeah, that's a good cut. We sort of did something like that ourselves here at the home. I found it was a couple of things that I just could not do without, and 2 days later, a new app comes out and it has what I needed on there, and so we were able to do that ourselves. We've been off the I was about to say the grid. We've been off the grid. No, we're on the grid. Um, we've been off of some like satellite and stuff for a couple of months now, and it's been working out very well. Every now and then I get a little inconvenience, but that's just me. That's the perfectionist in me, want things to work perfectly all the time, and we all know that doesn't happen. And so I've gotten a lot of help, so I'm better at it now. I've gotten help for it. But yeah, that was a good wallet win. Renegotiated my credit card from 19% to 11%. Now I can focus on paying it off. Yes, that was a smart move. Most people don't think. Quick phone call, couple of minutes, you can get your um, your interest rate actually decreased, especially if you've had the card 6 to 8 months, something like that. You're in good standing, you're using it, and you're paying it off and everything like that. Credit cards, they're very open to renegotiating things. Um, so yeah, good phone call. Uh, Wallet win number three: received a refund from a debt I paid off 2 years ago. So I received a check for $500. And that was a good wallet win. That's a serious wallet win. Well, all three of these are good, but all wallet wins are good. Let me make sure and say that all wallet wins are good. But to receive $500 unexpectedly, yeah, pretty good. Hopefully you'll use it in a good way. Or summer could go towards the vacation fund or something like that. Some of the costs, which reminded me, we we talk about certain costs that comes up during each season, and that just reminded me of a story someone told me. They were like, yeah, I caught some of the show. I saw that part you was talking about, putting certain things in the budget that you didn't think about. Um, did you mention summer camp? So I'm sending two to summer camp, and those were serious, and said they were like the youngest one aged into the summer camp. So normally they'd been sending one, but now the younger one wanted to go, and they were like, glad I had some extra money set aside because I did not see that coming. I just knew that the young one was, like happy with being at home, but they actually wanted to go. So yeah, that triggered a little thought there. Uh, we have to make sure and sit down and put these things on paper and plan for them, because they can unexpectedly, it's like kids, they're born, seem like 2 days later they're walking, 3 days later they're in school, 4 days later they're graduating high school and leaving, and it happens just that quick, and I'm like, wow. So when it comes to the kids, stay on top of things, because we all know everything happens fast and it's expensive. They don't get cheap. They are more and more expensive as they get older. So yeah, so we had three good wallet wins there. Cut the cord, saving $250 a month. Renegotiating a credit card from 19 to 11%. and received a unexpected refund fund from a debt paid off 2 years ago, $500. Serious wallet wins. All right. So now let's get into the question of the day. I had a question of the day, and it was the question of the day. It pertaining to how you pay your bills. Um, and the question of the day is: do you pay your bills around payday or as soon as you receive them? And that's what I've noticed. Working with people is that they either assume, some people they're sort of retentive, and as soon as they see the bill, they're either paying it as soon as they receive it, or they're always paying it early. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. There's just some people are just that way. Some people they will take advantage of the grace periods. And some people will actually give the company some extra days of, paying it on time, well, ahead of time, not on time, but ahead of time. And so that's why I like to ask that question, because it's the question is to figure out, what your money personality is, like, how were you trained, how are you, what are your paying habits, your money management habits. Because a lot of times the people that are on top, people that pay earlier than normal, they're usually the one with the least amount of financial problems. The ones that take advantage of the grace periods, normally that's where you see, if there are any problems, that's where you see those are the ones where you see the most problems creeping in on them. Because a lot of times, if you're intentionally just taking advantage of grace periods, that's one thing. But sometimes it's because you've just forgotten, or there's other things more important to take care of. And so that's why the question is asked. It's to ask yourself, is it because I'm just on top of things, or am I being a little, slacker than I need to be, and I need to reel that in. um, because you would be surprised. It's surprising to see there are a lot of people out there that they don't even open the bills. That, if it comes in the mail, they don't open them. If it comes by email or whatever, and they're behind and don't know where they are, because they just don't open. Because and normally what they say is, well, I know I don't have enough money to pay everything, so I just don't open them, because I just feel so, I just feel like, um, I just feel so helpless, you know. And I'm like, okay, well, a way of not feeling helpless and feeling more empowered is just to open the bill, open the email, or however you receive your monthly statements or whatever. Just open them, and that's getting yourself on the road to being empowered with your money and financial health and wellness. So that's why I asked that question. So I'll repeat the question. Do you pay your bills? How do you pay them? As soon as you receive them, or around payday? So that's the question of the day. All right, let's get into this question here. The question was about car buying, and um, the question is: I need a safe, reliable vehicle to run errands, take my 3 kids to school. Um, and we're having another technical difficulty, and we've already done the question of the day, and so we're going to get it on track here. um, but I think the question of the day was, I need a reliable vehicle, because they have to run so many errands, and they have, like, I think 3 kids is what the question is. Um, so my number one, and also the question was, how do I pay for it? Now I'm thinking, now I was actually hitting my thing, because I remember seeing the question. So what I would say is that, number one, if at all, pay cash. If you can pay cash, pay cash. um, but sometimes that's not, it's just not realistic. Someone may not have that kind of money, just saved up, and they're taking care of things. And so financing a car may be their only option. So if you do have to finance a car, Here's my 3 rules, and I think I got that from I got that from the Money Guys. Um, 20% down payment, 3-year term, payment term, and 8%, no more than 8% of your net monthly income. Net monthly income, not gross. Because a lot of times you can get loans off of your gross, but the gross is not what you bring home. That's not what you receive. You receive net. So you run budgets off of net. And so that's the parameters if you have to finance a car. Um, and there are some reliable cars out there, and I'd like to throw an extra one in. If you buy, buying used, you're buying a new car, first 3 to 4 years, you're losing 60%, 40 to 60% of its value anyway. So just let the depreciation happen. Buy it after it's depreciated. And then that's where the deals come in, especially with today's car. You're buying reliable vehicles, 3 years, and it's been well taken care of. Then you're buying a car that you can drive for a long time. Done it myself. I've driven like one of my cars. I bought it at 3 years old and drove it like 10 years, no problem. None at all. Just took care of it. Make sure you're doing your maintenance and things like that. So you can get a good car like at that 3-year-old car, 20% down, 20% down payment. So if the car is $20,000, say for instance, $20,000, you're putting 4,000 down, at least 4,000 down. No terms, no longer than 3 years, and your 8%. Well, your monthly payment should be no more than 8% of your net monthly income. So, say for instance, you're bringing home, and I'm trying to do math out of my head, and I know better than that, but let's try it. Um, if you if say for instance you're bringing home what is median income? Say 5,000. Net income is 5,000 a month. Then your payment should be what, 480, around 480, 460, 480, right along in there, because you also have to think of other things that you have to take care of with the vehicle. You have to put gas in it. You have maintenance, the long-term maintenance things like tires, upkeep, but short-term oil changes, gas, um, and this particular case, you're buying a vehicle to do a lot of transporting kids. So there's going to be a lot of cleaning. There's going to be a lot of inside maintenance that happen, because if one child inside of a car is enough, three, and you're driving the vehicle for sports purposes, I guess other things like what is it, music lessons, everything. So you're carrying a lot of equipment, and so that can quickly bring on a lot of wear and tear on the car. So you have to take that into an account. And the big one, that could almost be as large as the car payment, the payment itself, insurance. You have to pay insurance. So you have all of these costs that comes with the car. So you want the payment here, and then you want to make sure to take into account all of those other costs of having a car. Everything comes, like I say, everything comes with a price. Yes, it comes with an initial price, and then it comes with the maintenance prices, the other prices, the cost that comes along with it, just driving it, having it day to day. And you have to pay taxes because you don't want to walk outside and Uncle Sam's driving your car away. And so you have to take that into an account also. Um, that's always been a weird cost to me. Tax. Okay, I paid for it. Now I have to pay to just keep it and to drive it. All this. But hey, I digress. We're not going to go there. That's for another show, another soapbox. Catch me when I'm really wanting to be on my soapbox. But yeah, I hope that answered the question as far as if you had to finance. If you have the cash, pay cash. But this is your family, so you do want a reliable, safe, and reliable vehicle. You don't want to break down. I know I would not want to be broken down on the side of the road with 3 kids. No, No, don't want to do it. So if you do have to finance, 20% down, 3-year term, 8%, no more than 8% of your monthly net income. So answer that question. And I hope we see. I hope I share some good tips on car buying. And on top of that, before I go speaking on car buying, don't buy the first vehicle that you see. Shop around. Make Hopefully you made friends with a very good mechanic, someone that when you're test driving the car, you could take it to them. They can give it the once over. They know that they're going to have another car that they will be taken care of soon, and so they can go through it. A good mechanic, my mechanic, he can, if I when I pull up on his lot, he knows if something's wrong. He can hear those. But he's just been around cars forever, and it's a family owned business, and everyone, they know cars, and they love working on cars, and they have a great reputation. And so I know my last car purchase that I made, whenever I drove up, he was like, "Oh yeah, yeah." He said, "You did very good with this one. You did good." He said, "Only thing that's wrong with this car is not mine." So a very good mechanic is worth his weight in gold. They can help you with a lot of things, even with how much you should pay for it, all of that stuff. So, do some homework, do your research, then go out there and do your car shopping, drive them, like they say, kiss a lot of them, kiss a lot of frogs before you decide on the one you want to buy. Even if you end up coming back to one you've already tested, but at least go look, because there are a lot of vehicles out there today that's for sale. There's a lot of deals. And so you could just take your time and find one. So I hope that helped. Um, Tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will actually be having Andrea. She will be on the show with me. We're going to be talking about Medicare, the ins and out of Medicare. Well, Medicare, 101. So tune in tomorrow. Um, and if you have any questions, need any help, want any help with your financial future, maybe a financial checkup, our information is on the screen. Give us a call, contact us. And until tomorrow, this is John McEntyre signing out.